Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. What's up out there to my Millionaire Mindset family? We are on day 3 where I am sharing various different business tips with you. And this week, this first week, we are talking about how to reset your mind, okay? Because as I've shared with you guys before, it doesn't matter if I give you all the tips, the tricks, and the strategies if you do not have the right mindset, all right? So I know it's early, y'all, but I want y'all to wake up, stretch, do whatever you got to do. Get your coffee, get your water, whatever you need. But most importantly, we are going to grab this mindset reset so that we can set our day off right and set it on fire. All right. So if you are watching live, please say hello. I would love to shout you out. Excuse me. If you're watching the replay, don't be shy either. Drop your name, where you're repping from, so I can see you and shout you out as well. All right. Now, if you have missed the previous 2 days, no worries. The replays are up. Okay. Excuse me. But real quickly, a recap from day one. Day one, we talked about how your business isn't broke, but your mindset and your beliefs might be. And day two was a good one. All of them have been good. But day 2, we talked about how to protect your mindset from dream killers. Okay. Now, today's topic, we are diving straight into something every entrepreneur is going to face, and that is failure. Okay. So, we're talking about failure today. And in order for us to have our mindset reset, we are going to be talking about how to reframe failure. Okay. Because how we handle failure, it can either make us or break us, or it could possibly catapult us to our next level. Okay. So how you deal with failure is very, very important. All of us are going to experience it and encounter it as business owners, entrepreneurs. Really, if you just live in life, you're going to encounter failure. Okay. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Y'all, every day I tell y'all I'm trying. Well, yesterday I told y'all I'm trying to keep this at 10 minutes. I'm gonna do my very, very best. I still ran over yesterday. So we're gonna try and get into this and keep it at 10 minutes. All right. So the first thing I want to share with you to help you reframe failure is that failure is not final. It's only feedback. Okay. Excuse me. I'm going to put that in the chat. Failure is not final. It's feedback. All right. And if that resonates with you, then I also want you to put it in the chat as well. Okay. So failure is not final. It is feedback. All right. So please remember, failure, it is not the period. It is not the end. Failure is only the comma. All right. It's just a little pause. It's just the comma. It's not the period. All right. So a setback that you might encounter, that doesn't mean stop. All right. It just means you need to pause, take a moment, and then pivot. All right. So let's remember that. If you encounter a setback, that doesn't mean stop. That doesn't mean give up. What it does mean is just you need to pause and then pivot and move on from there. All right. Because every no is just information. All right. So when you get a no, when you get rejection, that is just providing you with information. It is not a death sentence. All right. I know it feels horrible. I know it feels bad. Rejection never feels good. Okay. But it is not a death sentence. Use it as information to help you. Okay. When someone rejects your offer, especially in business or in your side hustle, this is like market research in disguise. Find out why they are rejecting the offer. What is it? Is it not meeting their needs? Is it something else? Is it just the convenience of it, or it's not the right time? Use failure or that rejection as market research so that you can adjust accordingly or figure out the different struggles that your ideal client is having. All right. So every no is just information. It is not a death sentence. And when it comes to failure not being final, it's only feedback. Remember, when people give you feedback, some of us cannot take it, but as a business owner, you definitely have to be able to take feedback, okay? Because feedback allows you to adjust, grow, and it also strengthens you, Okay. I've shared before with you, you have to be receptive of feedback. You have to be very self aware of your strengths and your weaknesses. And when someone provides you with feedback, legitimate feedback, not somebody just hating on you, when somebody provides you with feedback, you need to be able to take that in, hear what they're saying, and adjust, grow from that. Okay. You should be learning from that. Okay. So, in that regard, think of failure as just free coaching, okay? It's just telling you what you need to work on, okay? So it's just free coaching, letting you know, okay, I'm not my best in this particular area. This is an area that I need to work on. This is an area that I need to strengthen. Don't take it personal, okay? Failure is just the feedback, all right? And this will allow you to grow, all right? So, that was my first message that I had for you in terms of how we are going to be reframing failure, because failure is not final, it's just feedback. Now, the second point that I'm going to make regarding how we should reframe failure is that failure will help reveal your resiliency. Okay. I know, like I said, it doesn't feel good in the moment, but it will help show you how resilient you are. So you can't discover how strong you are until something breaks you. If everything is easy, if it's easy to pick something up, just like if you were in the gym, if it's easy to pick something up, you're not building muscle. All right. You're not building resiliency. It's when something is a little weighty, when something is heavy, that is what helps you to build muscle. Okay. So your failure, it just helps to reveal your resiliency and lets you know how strong you are. So when you go through difficult times, that will help build your resiliency muscle to see how much can I handle? How much can I take? Okay. So resistance involves muscle, just like in the gym. You got to lift some heavy weights in order to build some muscle. Okay. If you just lift easy weights, nothing without any resistance, you're not going to build the muscle that you need. All right. And your emotional muscle works the same way. Your side hustle muscle, your entrepreneurship muscle, it works the same way. You're going to have to lift some heavy weights in order to build have some resistance so you can build some resiliency. So your failures will help you discover how strong you truly are. Are you building that muscle? Setbacks will also help you to build stamina. Okay. Same thing with the gym analogy. You can't get six-pack abs without resistance. All right. You got to have something pushing up against you in order for you to build your stamina, in order for you to build your muscle. All right. And then also, consistency helps multiply results. So failure tests you to see if you keep showing up. Because sometimes, y'all, when we encounter failure, that's when we quit. That's when we give up. Okay. So you can't do that. So if every time you encounter a failure, you just give up, you quit, people don't see you anymore. People say, what happened to your business? Why I don't see you selling that stuff anymore? But when you are consistent in spite of failure and you keep showing up, that's when results will happen. That's when your results will start multiplying. But if you are just hit and miss, and every time somebody rejects your offer or rejects what you have to have, or your product or your service, and you go in hiding, you're not going to get results because you're not consistent. So when you're consistent, you will start seeing results. Your results will start multiplying. Never fall, but the one. All right, y'all. Once again, I see my internet is acting up, but hopefully y'all can hear me and see me. What I had just said was that winners aren't the ones who never fall or never fail, but they are the ones who keep rising. Are you going to be a winner? When you fall, are you going to keep getting back up and trying again and starting again? Because that's what winners do. They don't give up. They don't quit. Now, you might need to pause. You might need to regroup, but we are not quitting. Okay. All right. Now, and here's an example. Here's an example that I love. So, Oprah, everybody knows Oprah, our billionaire auntie, not in real life or whatever. But do y'all realize that, and I used her as an example the other day too, Oprah was fired from her first TV job. She was fired from that job. Now, Oprah has her own television network. Imagine if she would have given up when she was first fired. Like, imagine if she would have stopped there. But no, she says, I have a gift, I have a talent, I have a skill set. I know there's people out here that want to hear my voice. And she kept going and she kept persisting. And that's why she is the household name that she is today. All right. You can't say her name and not know who she is. Okay. So when you have failures, when you have setbacks, keep showing up, keep going. That will help build your resiliency as well as build your muscle. Okay. And if you've ever had to bounce back from something that tried to knock you down, that tried to take you out, then let me know in the chat. Put the little arm emoji. Let me know in the chat if you were bouncing back, if you just getting stronger and stronger. All right. Last thing I have for you in regards to reframing failure. Please bear in mind that failure can be the catapult for you. Okay. It can help catapult you to your next level. All right. So sometimes what feels like rejection is often redirection. All right. Closed doors will help push you towards the right hallway and into the right direction. Okay. So rejection sometimes is just redirecting. So see where it's redirecting you to. Okay. And then also too, please keep in mind, failure forces you to innovate and it causes you to start thinking differently. All right. So when something doesn't work out, and when you pivot and you pause and you reflect on why it didn't work out, oftentimes you will regroup and revamp and create something a little bit different based off of what you learned from that particular failure. Because like we said in the first point, failure is just feedback. All right. So failure can cause you to innovate and start thinking differently and start improving on your product or your service or your business and what you have to offer. Okay. And please also keep in mind, sometimes when we lose certain opportunities, when we lose the wrong opportunity, it helps clear the path for the right one. So it's just making way to help usher in something that is even better. Okay. Anytime something doesn't work out with me, I always believe that God has something even better for me. Okay. That didn't work out. You know what? God is not going to leave me disappointed. God is not going to leave me unhappy. He must have something better in store for me. And he's just getting this clutter out of the way, getting these things out of the way that I don't really need and helping to prepare me for something even better. So that's what I want you to consider when it comes to reframing your failure. All right. So those were my 3 points that I had. And I forgot to put the other 2 on the screen. So I'm going to do a quick recap. First point was failure is not final. It is just feedback. Point number 2 was that failure will help to reveal your resistance, meaning we got to build some muscle. We can't build muscle unless we have to lift heavy weights and go through certain things. And then the last and final point, failure can actually be the catapult to your next success. So realize that you might need to pivot. You might need to regroup, but sometimes it helps clear the way, open the doors for something great to happen from you. So it's releasing you from good so that you can receive great. All right. So in closing, here's what I want y'all to remember. So all of my fellow gold diggers out there, remember, failure is just the price you pay in tuition. Okay. It is not your tombstone. It is your training ground. Okay. Failure is not your tombstone. It's your training ground. I'm actually going to put that in the comments real quick. It's not your tombstone. So don't give up at that point. Please don't give up at that point. So it is your training ground. Because tombstones are the end, but training, that's just preparation. Okay. When you're training for something, you're just preparing for something. Okay. So remember, failure is not your tombstone. It is just your training ground. And also failure is not the end. It can literally help lift you to your next level. Okay. So you have to decide whether or not you're going to let that failure pull you down or propel you to your next level and push you even higher. All right. How are you going to handle failure? Because we're all going to encounter it. How you handle it, how you deal with it, that's what makes the difference. Okay. So I want to know, what's one failure that you plan on reframing on today? What's one failure you plan on reframing as feedback that you can use? Let me know today. And Also, if this message resonated with you, I definitely want you to like the video, subscribe to the channel, but I actually want you to do something for yourself today. All right. Write down that failure. Reflect on it and see, what has it taught you? How have you learned from it? How have you grown from it? Okay. And then decide on your next move. I want you to take action. Don't just watch me. Don't just watch what I'm telling you or hear what I'm telling you. I need you to put these things into action. Okay. So please remember to do that. Now, tomorrow, day 4, I'll be back again at 8 a.m. And the topic for tomorrow is we're talking about how you can turn doubt to discipline, how you can keep going when your motivation runs out. That is what we're going to be focused on, okay? Because, y'all, this whole week is about mindset, resetting our mindset, okay? Mindset, it isn't just about bouncing back, but it's about staying consistent, especially when your motivation fails, when the hype fails, when all the glitter and glam fades away. How can you stay consistent? So that's what we're going to be talking about. All right. So I'll see you bright and early tomorrow at 8 a.m. sharp. So make sure you tune in. And if you are ready to let failure launch you to your next level, then put a rocket in the comment section as well so I can see you. All right. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Oh, and last thing too, if you did not check out the workshop last night for Tipsy Tuesday, please be sure to check it out because it was jam-packed with information about how you can make your offer in terms of your side hustle or your business product that you might have. Okay. So if you've been struggling with how to price stuff or don't know what to price or how to frame it, how to word it, check out that video. It is definitely going to help you. And that is up on my channel as well. All right. Thanks so much, guys. Remember to like the video and subscribe. And I'll see you tomorrow at 8 a.m. Have a